Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And today I'm going over a few things that has arrived during the last week. I've chosen to make something more green in my house, and this time it wasn't a choice that I made by myself. But let's go see. Um, it's very hot here right now. I can't remember that we have had this good weather for so long, ever. So this is probably one of the places on the planet where global heating is okay, because we kind of like the heat, but it brings up a lot of new problems. So let's go see. And the first thing is that your refrigerator dies. This is my refrigerator, the old one. It died on me. It's not completely a bad thing, because this thing is old. I bought it like 5-6 years ago, and I bought it used. So it's probably close to 15 years old or something like that. So it's not a big deal that I had to change this. It's the timing of it. I was in the middle of a film shoot, and I have a visitor up here, and she called me that the refrigerator had died and the freezer was, well, there was like all the things in the refrigerator was dead, like ready to be thrown out. So that's a bad thing. But as this is an old refrigerator, where is the label? Is it inside? Yeah, here is the label, where you can see how much power this uses. And this refrigerator uses 130 watts when it runs. And this is bad. It's not as good as the modern ones. Today they use considerably less, and so I had to go buy a new refrigerator. Oh yeah, it's hot. I've tried to put on, we don't usually have to cool our houses at all, but I've been trying to put up some fans to blow cold air through the house. This is the shadow side of the house, so I'm sucking in the air here and blowing it out on the other side. So in here in the kitchen is the new refrigerator. This might look weird, but I got a refrigerator that is meant for building into a cupboard, because I wanted this for a long while, so I got that. But I haven't got the cupboard yet, because that wasn't as important as getting a new refrigerator. But I got a bigger one, and it should be more efficient than the old one. This one it has an A+ rating, and it should use about 180 watts hours a year. And it has a nice big refrigerator, and I put in a little thermometer to check the temperature. It's a bit too hot right now. I guess I have it open too much. And down here is the freezer, and everything is frozen. Cool. But when the system failed, or the old system failed, my friend had a problem, because all of the things in the refrigerator was going bad, like the cheese and the butter. All the meat and stuff was just thrown out. I don't want to take that chance. But in the basement, I have the well, and the water down in the well is usually around 10 degrees. So what she did was she took a bucket like this and she put in stuff from the refrigerator and lowered it down into the bucket so that it could keep cool. And it worked to some extent. This water is really nice and cold. So that was a little update of me going green, not intentionally. I think I'll probably save 50% of my power usage on refrigeration up here at my PlayHouse, which is good. And I have gotten a newer refrigerator that has a bigger storage capacity. So the timing was really bad, but hopefully it ends out to be a good investment. I bought the thing up there, it's used as well. We have, like, in America you have something called Craigslist. We have something called the blue newspaper. It's the same thing. I must actually admit that ours is probably a tiny bit better. There's a lot of good search opportunities. Like, I can search in a specific area. I can say the postage code here at my house. I only want to drive 50 kilometers away from there, and it can do that for me. So the Danish version of Craigslist is the blue newspaper for used stuff, private owned used stuff. Actually, companies use it as well, but it's mostly you and me exchanging things we don't need anymore. And I paid about 800 kroner for it, so it's pretty nice. And the model is still being sold. I found it. It's an IKEA refrigerator, and I found it in our. I don't know if IKEA runs the same refrigerator all over the world. They probably don't, but it's still for sale in our IKEA here in Denmark, and it's sells for 3,600 kroner. So I saved 2,800 kroner on getting a used one. If it's good, you never know until you throw it away. The one that just died, I had that for 6 years and I paid 400 kroner for it. I must admit that it probably did the job that I could have expected of it. So thank you for watching my videos. Do subscribe. I like subscribers, and if you subscribe you can see me again. Have a nice day. Bye bye.